Excuse me, church, while I get everything prepared for y'all. Per usual. These live videos are always fun to do, but it's a different experience than my normal videos, but I'm getting used to it. They say if you want to build a new habit, you basically have to do it for 21 days or so. And so I think I'm pretty much at 3 weeks right now. So by the end of this week, I should be like a really good proponent and a really good live streamer, I guess, if you let the habit forming thing go with it. But anywho, church, welcomes to all my new church members. And to all my new people, please, baby, please make sure to smash that subscribe button and to also click that bell notification so you are notified every time I decide to upload a video. Now, today has been quite a day, okay? Let me tell you something. When you wake up, you normally have an agenda of things that you want to accomplish for the day and, how you think your day's going to go. Never did I ever think that basically 5 steps from leaving my bedroom, I get a TMZ notification that OJ Simpson had died at 76. Okay. So my day has pretty much gone with the flow of that in terms of trying to, get content on TikTok, work on getting the story ready for y'all for the live stream today. So it is what it is. So, let me start this thing off right. In the juice is gone news, okay? OJ Simpson is dead at 76 following a prostate cancer, basically diagnosis and disease, all right? So they say that he basically was surrounded by his children and grandchildren in hospice care. And to be quite honest, when you saw pictures of OJ in recent months, he did look rather frail, okay? So you knew something was wrong. You didn't really know if it was just a symptom of old age. I think because we live in such an interesting time in 2024, 76 is not very old, okay? You can have 76 years old people that are basically, still young, juicy, and fine, okay? And then you have the 76-year-olds that need walkers and stuff to get around. So it's a wide range of things, right? But look, to me, OJ will always be the cautionary tale poster child of how you can go from famous to infamous, that quick, all right? Because y'all know that I do not follow sports. In the eternal words of the friend in my head, Wendy Williams, I only follow sports when sports intersect with hot topics, all right? And you know what a hot topic this is. But after talking to my dad earlier and just doing some research online, OJ was really a excellent football player, before all the drama surrounding him basically set in. But it's crazy how life works based on the choices that we make or allegedly make. And once you basically throw in what a double mercation of the situation, an infamous Bronco chase, the trial of the century, a verdict that pretty much split the nation, okay? Him writing a book talking about if I would have done it, and then going to jail later in life on a completely unrelated topic that was related to him, trying to steal back his own stuff. All you can really say is what a life, okay? What a life indeed. And if y'all thought that all of his trials, in terms of, his trials on earth were something, baby, when I tell y'all that trial that's going on right now in order to determine where OJ fitting to go, whether it's heaven, hell, or super hell, that whole trial is a fool right now, all right? But, rest in peace to OJ Simpson. I don't even know what you can really say. He's such a polarizing figure. So in times like this, you want to say rest in peace and you want to be kind and compassionate, but then you also have the alleged, mercation of the situation on the horizon. So I just hope that it all works out how it's supposed to work out in terms of now with the estate and the Goldman family and the Brown family and everybody. I hope there is peace for all involved. All right. Now let's move on to the next topic, y'all. And let's talk about Russell and Kimora Lee Simmons' daughter Aoki splitting with her 65-year-old boyfriend. Okay. Let me tell y'all something. It seems like just, I don't know, yesterday or the day before. When did I do that video on Aoki and getting with the 65-year-old man? Because it honestly feels like she was with him one day, the world found out about it, and then the next day, mama wasn't with him anymore. So I did that video on April 7th, 2024. And so this TMZ article is dated April 9th. You know, this is some like Diddy and Cassie level, you know, Olivia Pope maneuvering, all right? Because for the relationship to go public one day, right? And then 2 days later is completely donezo and she's off to the next, or, you know, whatever the case may be. It kind of begs the question of what happened, right? Was it Aoki's decision to just be like, yo, I didn't even really, you know, like this man all that well, and I don't like all this attention that I'm getting surrounding this relationship? Or was it a case of, you know, just like I referenced earlier with the Diddy and Cassie thing, if y'all remember that time, it was like Cassie filed her lawsuit and it became public on a Thursday. And by Friday, Diddy had settled the lawsuit, okay? Or it might have been a Friday and a Saturday. You know, that was crazy timing, okay? And so this whole, you know, Aoki Lee Simmons situation seems like a similar type situation, right? Not in terms of, you know, something being salacious or something like that, but just in terms of a payoff, right? Because you would assume that a 21-year-old girl who's the daughter of Russell Simmons and Kimora Lee Simmons has an inheritance, ain't really stressed about money. She went to Harvard, mama's educated, blah, blah, blah. You know, why is she hanging out with this much older, very, very rich man, okay? So, you know, I told y'all earlier in the week that, you know, she had told her father, Russell Simmons, that if he didn't increase her allowance, she was basically going to go get a sugar daddy. So, you know, y'all know that I said that she was basically standing on business. So what this actually speaks to me, if this is not Aoki basically, you know, withdrawing herself from this relationship because she's realized from the public outrage or outcry or people being shocked about it that it might not be the best thing for her at 21 years old, you know, either it's her withdrawing herself of her own, you know, volition, or it could be a situation where Russell and Kimora, or Russell by himself, or Kimora by herself, was just like, yo, if you're gonna act out like this, let me just wire you some money. Okay? Let me just send you some money, okay? And it seems like the wire hit or the ACH hit, and then mama was no longer dating this 65-year-old man at, you know, 21 years of age. This man being 44 years her senior. So whatever the case may be, I guess social media will calm down with this whole situation. But honestly, Aoki, if you're going to be pictured on a beach in St. Bart's with the man, okay, gallivanting around in, you know, beach wear and stuff, kissing on the man and stuff, it just seems rather strange that once the world finds out about it, you're completely out of the situation. So, I don't know. At 21 years old, no, I wouldn't be dating a 65-year-old man, but I think it hits a bit differently when he's worth from 250 to 500 million. But, you know, look, if your parents allegedly may have, you know, given you a nice little Olivia Pope type payout so you don't got to do, you know, something strange for a piece of change no more, then I say congratulations to all involved, okay? Aoki gonna be fine. You know, a man like Vittorio who's worth 250 to 500 mil, he's basically gonna be on to the next, you know, young model, young girl that he can basically get to you know, take care of him or whatever in his golden years. All right, let's move on to our last topic of the day, and let's talk about Jeezy and Jeannie Mai. So, y'all, I was an avid watcher of Jeannie Mai on The Real. I loved that talk show. I actually was really, really upset when it went off the air because I know it was geared to like multicultural women and stuff. But, you know, me being a member of the LGBT LMNOP community, I just felt a oneness with them and I just felt commonalities with them. And I used to just watch the topics. I just thought it was a great show. Okay. So it's very sad to see that, you know, if you're an avid watcher of The Real throughout the years, you would know that Jeannie always had an affinity for black rappers, okay? So she finally got her black rapper. This man taught her how to love. She didn't want to have children. That was the big, you know, barrier in her relationship to her prior husband, Freddie, that she didn't want kids. But it might be a situation where she just didn't want kids with him or whatever. So like I said, she always wanted a black rapper. She got the black rapper. She didn't want a child before. This man, you know, came into her life in terms of Jeezy, taught her how to love. And the next thing you know, she pregnant with a baby. Okay. So it does speak to the fact that you can meet the right person who changes your entire worldview in terms of what you thought that you wanted out of life. Okay. So I thought it was a great, beautiful, you know, happily ever after story. Then comes the divorce. or the divorce announcement, the divorce filing. Jeezy doing this whole press tour, got an album based on the divorce. Jeannie seeming like she's basically been shocked by the whole thing. The scuttlebutt and the rumor mill being that, her anger may have played a part, or they just had I think the rumor also was that they had different ideas for how to raise their child, or how they wanted their child raised. So, that can cause a definite problem if you are not on the same page regarding the child rearing. But it seemed like, even with all the salacious stuff going on in the news, that eventually things would be figured out. Then came the whole thing of Jeannie accusing Jeezy of, basically cheating on her without actually accusing him of it, telling the news, or telling the media through her lawyer that she wants a certain paragraph related to infidelity enforced in the prenup or whatever. So it's like, either say it or don't say it, Jeannie, like, let's keep it real, in the eternal words of The Real, okay? But now it seems like things have really hit a fever pitch between Jeezy and Jeannie, because Jeezy has just filed for full custody of the daughter that they share, and her name is Monaco, and he claims that she's basically not around. So he just filed new legal docs obtained by TMZ, asking a judge to toss out the current custody and parenting time arrangement he hashed out in mediation with Jeannie, and requested that his daughter be allowed to live with him full time. Jeezy says he initially agreed to move to the basement amid their breakup. However, he says Jeannie later moved out of their family home and took their little girl with her. Jeezy alleges Jeannie has since tasked her brother and mother with the majority of the care of 2-year-old Monaco. And he claims that her extensive travel schedule isn't good for their kid. And also adding that Jeannie has withheld his parenting time with their child for nearly 2 months, okay? So there's a lot of, allegations basically being leveled here, in terms of Jeannie being pretty much gallivanting around the world in terms of her travel schedule, probably related to work, okay? And also that Jeannie's not spending time with the child, allegedly, and has her brother and her mother taking care of the kid. So Jeezy's like, look, if you're not even going to be here to be a mother to the child, allegedly, then I might as well file for full custody. And since my life is a bit more stable, I guess it's stable, Jeezy's like, compared to Jeannie's, post all the PR and stuff for his last album and his sit down with Nia Long and stuff. It's just ridiculous. So he basically is saying that his life is more stable, and so the child should be with him. It's a fool sometimes when people get divorced and there's children involved. I honestly think, like, the best divorces are where there's no children involved at all, because at a certain point in time, if the mother gets mad enough, or if she feels wronged enough, or if she just wants to be bold enough or whatever, the child can start to be used as a pawn, okay? And I'm not saying that's what Jeannie is doing. I'm just saying that everything seemed pretty amicable between them until, they had the child, and apparently the rumors of issues regarding child care and how they want to take care of the child came up, okay? Now, I think Jeezy's going to have an uphill battle regarding this whole situation, because the courts, in terms of, family courts, they kind of prefer to leave the child with the mother, provided that there's no, extenuating circumstances, right? Like, the mother's not on, any sort of drugs. There's no harm to the child being involved. Like, there has to be something very concrete and very dangerous in order for a judge to take a child away from the mother. So I really think that Jeezy's going to have an uphill battle in trying to get full custody of Monaco. But, it seems like he's trying to do this as a way to kind of just get through the situation of what seems to be happening now regarding him being given the runaround regarding where his daughter is and his parenting time that he's supposed to be spending with her. So just a horrible situation in and out from the romance and the happily ever after that seems to have basically dissolved into this, to the child, of course, being born in love and then eventually being subject to the pull and tug of, warring parents in a divorce battle. The only person that loses in the situation is Monaco, because, yeah, she has one side of her family that's, responsible for her primary care, but children need both of their parents if they can have them. Okay, I'm not saying that single parent households don't work or anything like that. And there, shout outs to all the single mothers that do the damn thing regarding their children and their families and hold it all down. But if you have a situation where the father wants to be a part of the child's life, I think that the father should be allowed to be a part of the child's life. But, you know, I always say there's three sides to every story: your side, their side, and the truth lies somewhere in the middle. So for all we know, this could just be a manufactured story that Jeezy is coming up with in order to, you know, make him look better to the court and get the full custody that he's seeking. So I just wish the best for all people involved. And at the end of the day, just make decisions, Jeezy and Jeannie, that has Monaco's best interest at heart. And Monaco needs both issues going on and whatnot. But anywho, y'all, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to discuss on this episode of Dasher Live for April 11th, 2024. Thank you to all of you guys that joined. Thank you for all of you all that, you know, joined and headed out. And for the people that stayed a while, I appreciate y'all all the same. I do this every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday night around 7 p.m. or so. So check me out and also check out the replay afterwards if you don't get a chance to check out the live video. But thank y'all so much for watching. And until next time, I will see y'all later. I will leave you in the eternal words of Dr. Wendy Mama, you know, in Holy Ghost fire and thunderstorm. Amen. And I'll talk to y'all later, church. Bye.